From Amanda, Pastor Steve, she says, I watch a prophecy update. Do not go to church, but I try my hardest to draw close to God, reading the Bible, etc., but didn't. But she says, but didn't God create the earth for us to live on, for us to live forever on it? So why would it be destroyed in Revelations? It's man that is destroying the earth, right? Question mark.
Well, there's a couple of things that the Bible talks about as far as man destroying the earth and this whole situation. When you look in Revelation, one of the things that is part of the judgment is that God's going to destroy those who destroy the earth, and I believe that's in Revelation chapter 14. Here, I don't have that off the top of my head. Let me look it up here real quick. I've been noticing that I've just been proclaiming things instead of letting people know the addresses, and that I don't like that when people do that with me, and so I'm not interested in doing that with them either. If I can get this to work. There we go. Oh, it's in Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. And it, again, what it says is, the nations were angry, your wrath has come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that you should reward your servants, the prophets and the saints, and those who fear your name, small and great, and should destroy those who destroy the earth. And so, as you stated, God is interested in the fact that we take care of what He's given to us, and so we shouldn't be going through and just using the earth in such a way that we destroy the ecology on it. We need to be careful about those things. And so, it's just like anything else that God gives us. We need to be good stewards of what God's handed over to us. And so I would agree with you on that. But as far as the new heaven and the new earth, the reason that God's doing a new earth is because it's basically a do-over. So what we have, and it's not just the earth, it's the heavens themselves. So what we have right now is we have a creation, the Bible says, that's been tainted by sin. And so let me give you a reference for that. That's in the reference I'm going to give you. There's a number of them, but reference I want to give you is out of Romans chapter 8. And this is what it says. It says, for I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creation eagerly waits for the revealing of the sons of God. For the creation was subjected to futility, not willingly, but because of him who subjected it in hope, because the creation itself also will be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. For we know that the whole creation groans and labors with birth pangs together until now. And so when mankind fell, not only did mankind fall, but the creation fell too. And so if you go through and read in Genesis chapter 3, when the consequences are being passed out, what God says to Adam is that he's going to be working by the sweat of his brow, and that the earth is going to be yielding thorns and weeds and that kind of thing. And so you have something significant happening, taking place in the creation as far as a change goes. And so even though we have a beautiful world, it's a fallen world. And not only is the world itself fallen, but the universe is fallen too. And so we see the effects of the fall. We see decay, for example, wherever we look. It doesn't matter how far out we look. It doesn't matter how, if we look to the macro as far as looking out with telescopes, or we look to the micro as far as looking down through microscopes, everything is decaying. Everything is falling apart. And the second law of thermodynamics, as far as there's increasing disorder taking place, is a universal law. It doesn't matter where you look. And so what we're living in is a fallen creation, and what God does is He remakes it. And so not only is He going to remake you and I, you and me, He's going to be remaking the whole universe itself, including the earth. And so it's a start over with a perfect group of people, a perfect group of angels, and a perfect creation. And that's the point.
Right. In the beginning too, like you don't have death, right? So the whole transformation, like it says in the Revelation, where we go back to lion and lamb laying to each other because they're not eating each other.
Right.
Like literally, like it's like a DNA death. You already mentioned decay. Like the whole thing is transformed from sin.
Right. Yeah. And so what God's doing is getting rid of every vestige of sin, whether it's in mankind or the angels or the universe. And so that includes the earth.
Awesome.